Hello everybody and welcome to Lightning Wing Productions. My name is Lightning and today I'll be your guide into the world of cosplay. The last time I did a video like this, I wasn't sure how to categorize it, but now I do. I'm categorizing it as cosplay. For those of you who don't know, cosplay is the art of dressing up, basically, like Halloween. But it's not just for Halloween. It's for any event, really. Whether you're going to a comic convention, or making a YouTube video, or just doing a photo shoot, it's just for fun, basically. Now, today I'm going to be unboxing another product from the Etsy store IllumiNation. It is going to be another light-up visor. For those of you who are familiar with the YouTube channel, you might remember when I unboxed this pair. Let's take a look at the video, shall we? Welcome to the future! Wow, that's old. Anywho, as you can see, I still have the light-up visor from last time, and for extra shits and giggles, I still have the toy that originally inspired me to get the first light-up visor in the first place. Now, the reason why I have went and got a new light-up visor is because... ever since I bought this one, IllumiNation has got brand new pairs. New designs, even updated or upgraded the actual visor's hardware so that it's easier to use, and there's some other stuff as well that I'm going to go over. So, without further ado, let's begin. But first, let me actually adjust the camera a little, maybe. Alright, there we are. Now, you can't see it, it's right down here. I have the package right here. Let me just get out a knife so I can actually cut the tape, and we can get this underway. Alright, I got the box open. Might have torn it a little bit. I have not opened a box like this before. Alright, and... wait, don't want to break it. Okay, box is done. And this is nice. We get a nice little thank you on the package. Now, let me just open this up. Goodness. That is a lot of paper for wrapping. Looked a lot smaller, huh? Oh, they even labeled it on the bag as blue. I don't know if you can see it. But there they are. Now, let me get this open. Ooh, they look really, really nice. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that looks. That looks beautiful. Now let me put up the other pair for a comparison. This is the old pair, and this is the new pair. Now, despite the fact that this one looks clear, it's actually blue. I guess the LEDs are blue, whereas the acrylic on this one is visibly blue. Now, one thing you'll notice right away is that it has a different design. This one just simply has the hexagon pattern on the side there, while this one has more of a heads-up display look, and it does still have that hexagonal look. Now, this is... I think I got something in my throat there. This is more of a slight nitpicky thing, but when it comes to the rotation of hexagons in general, I like their look because it's like cybernetic, it's like the future. But when hexagons are positioned like this, where the flat ends are on the actual sides like this, it just makes me think of a beehive. I like it more when hexagons are positioned more like this. Trying to get a good angle. Yeah, like that. Because it feels more natural, more cybernetic. This just makes me think of a beehive. And IllumiNation has done a light-up visor that was made up of hexagons. It was like an actual bee theme. Actually had somebody wear a costume. This looked really nice. If I can find it, I'll put it up on screen. If not, oh well. Now, we have the card right here. It might be difficult to see on camera, but I will read it out. IllumiNation, cyberpunk fashion, Richard Flanagan, designer, creator, and then it links the actual Etsy store, the Facebook page, the Twitter, I think that's Snapchat, and then the actual Gmail account. I'll go ahead and put, well, the important ones on screen. Mainly the link to the main store, the Facebook, and Twitter. Now, in addition to noticing that this looks clear while this looks colored, and that there is a different design, this one has a heads-up display look, and this one just has a little pattern. Something else you might notice is that this one, you might not actually notice it on camera. I thought it would be more noticeable. But something that you'll notice in real life is that this one is actually a bit foggy. And it is not because of, like, oh, it's dirty or something, just clean it. No, this is as clean as the day I got it. I actually noticed that other pairs on the store were just as, well, foggy, and others were just as clear as this is. Like, actually, let me try this. Ooh, that might not work because of the light. Yeah, you can see it's clear. Yeah, you might be able to notice with this camera, too, that's slightly blurry. And some visors are like this on the store. Now, the reason for that is because when I messaged them, they explained it to me. They said that some are just made to be clear, and others, like this one, are made with a special UV reactive acrylic that actually glows under a black light. Neat. I actually have a black light on my wall. I tested it out, turned that bad boy on, held this up to it, and it glowed. Now, there are some pros and cons to this. Now, with the UV reactive light-up visors, when you actually... Let me actually get the batteries real quick so I can actually show you. When you turn these bad boys on, they're definitely going to be more visible. Wait, I gotta put the batteries in upside down or something, I think. Yeah, because it's a little foggier, it's more visible when the lights are on. Maybe cameras like this, it's a little too visible. I hate that you don't have to do that. But one of the cons is that it's difficult to see through these things, specifically in dark places. It might be good for the daytime, might be good for a comic convention in the middle of the day, good for YouTube videos or even photo shoots, but these kind might be better. Now, something else I want to show you guys, I think it'll be perfectly visible, is right here, if I can avoid the glare, which is gonna be difficult because... Come on. Yeah, there it is. It is a little logo. IllumiNation has started branding their light-up visor, something that they didn't have when I bought the old pair here. Just nothing. And it's not on the other side either, too. Here. See? The reason why IllumiNation has started putting their logo and started branding the light-up visors is because copycats. People are unoriginal. People gotta steal ideas, basically. And I could be wrong on this, but it's very possible they might even have straight-up stolen the designs as well. They might have their own original designs, but I could be wrong either way. I could be right, I could be wrong, I don't remember the actual information. But the thing about brands, the thing about companies, and even individuals, branding their product with a company logo, I normally don't like this because it takes away from the aesthetic of it, especially for cosplay. And while this is technically meant for cyberpunk fashion, this also doubles perfectly for, like, sci-fi cosplay, because heads-up display and all. Whole reason I bought the first one is because the original toy, this bulky-ass thing, made me feel like Samus Aran from Metroid. And normally companies, sometimes they'll they'll make their logo an eyesore. Like, I think it's Nike's, the shoe company that puts the big ugly check on the side of their shoe. It's big, it's ugly, it's an eyesore. But another shoe company, like Vans, they might put it in a couple of places, but the logo is so small and out of the way that it's fine. It's barely noticeable. Same thing with this. IllumiNation just puts it off on the side here, so it's out of the way. You're not really going to notice it unless you're outright looking for it. So I think this works. If you're going to have a logo on, then might as well make it so it's out of the way. I just noticed my part is off, and that's triggering my OCD. Sorry. Had a squirrel moment there. Now, another thing you might have noticed, especially if you've seen the old video where I unboxed the original light-up visor. In fact, let me give you a side-by-side comparison. You'll notice that there's a little bit extra hardware where the battery goes. That's a switch. This is a switch that turns the LEDs on and off. This is something I complained about with the first light-up visor. With the first visor, the only way to make the lights turn on and off was to manually take the batteries out or put them in every time you wanted to turn them on or off. And that is a hassle, especially if you're in the middle of a comic convention and you just want to quickly turn them on or off. I swear I can English. But now we don't have to worry about that. Now we just pop the batteries in and flip the switch. Now, let's just pop the batteries in first. Oh, wait, I gotta put them in the other way. There we go. There, looking good so far. Now let's turn on the lights before we even put them on. Make sure it works. Wow, I completely fumbled over my words. Let's make sure the LEDs even work. Ooh, that looks really nice. Now, that's my guess, is that the LEDs themselves are blue, instead of having the acrylic be blue. Might be a good way to save money. See a little mark, but that's probably something I could just wipe off easily. It looks really cool. And you could probably tell from earlier as a comparison, the only thing that is visible on these is the actual design, which might actually be even better, because something I noticed earlier is that because the acrylic is cloudy because of the UV reactive stuff, certain sections looked way too bright, so it wouldn't be good on camera or video. So this might actually be better. It might actually be better just to get this. Now, let's actually try these bad boys on and see how I look on them. Okay, this looks cool. I look more like Tony Stark right now, actually. I can, because of, it looks like I got an X. This looks really cool. Oh man, I could probably not. I'm afraid to touch the light because it's gonna. There. Don't have to worry too much about that light being so pesky. Let's just put this bag off over to the side. Now that there's no light on me, it looks really cool. It looks like a proper heads-up display. Now, like I said earlier, actually, I didn't even check yet. Yeah, the little... Because it's in the back, it doesn't light up as prominently as the design does. Like I said, it's barely noticeable. Yeah, have to do the hair flip. And if somebody's wearing these things and they have long hair, like yours truly, then it might be even less noticeable, which is kind of good. Oh man, I am really loving how these look, and I plan to wear these in potential future videos. This looks really cool. I can see through these so well, especially in the dark places. One of my bigger complaints, afterwards, is that with the old pair, I can't see jack in the dark with the lights on, but with this pair, I can see everything. And because of the way these parts are positioned, it's like I have an inverted reticle in my vision. It's like I've got an X on my vision right now, but the center is missing. So I could see these points coming in on the right, these points coming in on the left, creating an inverted X of sorts. Oh man, I really do love how these things look. I am definitely happy with them. I may actually cave in one day and buy myself a custom pair at some point. Might actually go out of the way to get a pair of these, or one of these made with Samus Aran's actual heads-up display in it. Now, the criticisms I have for this pair, I'll be honest, I'm not that fond of the fact that the Switch is a push button, as you can see. Might be a little difficult to see because the focus is fixed. But I think a better Switch would be the kind of slider switch you normally see in most, well, toys. It just goes from on to off. Maybe even demo. I think those kinds of switches would be better because I can honestly see these being pushed by accident one way or another. But I believe, if I'm correct, I actually spoke to IllumiNation about this, and I think they said they just had a hard time finding those kinds of switches. If I am remembering this correctly, then hopefully they'll be able to find those kinds in the future. Because I think those kinds of switches would be better for the hardware. Another... I don't know if you can call this more... It's more of a nitpick, I guess. The fact that there is no foam on the bottom where it just rests on the nose, the bridge of your nose, that kind of bugs me, because it's a little uncomfortable. It's barely noticeable after a while, but thankfully what they have done is they've grinded a little bit of a slope so that it's not a cornered edge sitting on your nose, so it sits more comfortably, so that's nice. I do understand that if they did try to put the same foam padding on the direct edge here, it would not work, because with this spot there is a lot of surface for it to stick to, so it's not going anywhere anytime soon. But here, you could easily pull it off if it was to be stuck here, or it would just rub right off. Like if it rubbed against something, it would easily come off. The only other thing I think I can say about this is I honestly feel like a frame is missing. Like, it does look cool by itself, but I think a frame would help complement it, the overall design. I think, especially for this heads-up display design going on. You know what, let me turn it on. For this sci-fi looking heads-up display, I think a sort of frame would be perfect, because you would get the impression, oh, that's where all the hardware is. And this is where it would be displayed. Like, this is the screen, and you're wondering where is hardware. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because... Wait, can I even rub that off? Is that not dust? Oh, please tell me that's... Yeah, I think it's coming off. I might just need Windex or something. But the reason why I'm pointing out a frame is because that's what the old toy here has, and I think a frame complements it perfectly. And a frame would allow for being able to put foam or a more comfortable nose guard. But that's just my opinion. I'm not saying, oh, IllumiNation needs it. No, I'm just saying it could work. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about before I wrap up the video is there is another Twitter user, if I can find them. Okay, here they are. The Twitter user Balakan Ben Lada. I feel like I butchered that name. But this person makes cybernetic looking masks, which I will show on screen. These are the kinds of cosplay masks they make, and they look really cool. And they actually go really well with IllumiNation's light-up visors. Something that they themselves pointed out. And even IllumiNation themselves thought it was a good combo. Now, the reason why I brought this up, you know what, let me take this off, is because I feel like... Insert Twitter person here. Seriously, I feel like I was butchering the name earlier. And IllumiNation could really collaborate to make some interesting products. Specifically, I feel like they could work together to make maybe an improved version of this. Maybe Bin Laden... am I saying that right? Maybe Bin Laden could make a sort of frame that could be attached to this. And maybe that's where IllumiNation could put the hardware. The spot where you put the battery, the LEDs, the switch, so that it blends in and looks like part of the design. Who knows, maybe even Bin Laden could make a standalone frame that could possibly snap onto any of the already existing visors. I don't know if that would be okay. Like, part of me thinks that would increase IllumiNation's sales of these things, but at the same time, that would mean making money off of somebody else in a sense. I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to say, I think it would be cool if they worked together. One thing I wanted to talk about before I end the video is the idea behind what this is. And it's not just a light-up visor. It's a heads-up display. Anybody who has played video games know how useful a heads-up display is in the game. It tells you all the information you need ready at your fingertips. Oh. Anyways, as I was saying, a heads-up display is extremely helpful in video games. Now, try to imagine how helpful a heads-up display would be in the real world. Like, truly imagine that. Imagine this actually functioned as a proper heads-up display. Imagine you put something like this on a smart visor, smart glasses, smart visor. Imagine you put it on, and when you turn it on, it hooks up to your phone through Bluetooth, just like a smartwatch, and it shows you all the information you would want to know. Maybe in the top right corner you see text messages from your friends asking if you're on your way. You look at the top left corner, where Google Maps is showing you directions to the restaurant where you're going to meet your friends. Maybe you look to the bottom left and it shows you what the current temperature and weather is. Maybe you look to the bottom right and it shows you what the current notifications are for other apps, like, oh, Markiplier is streaming, Yogscast is live. Stuff like that. Imagine if we had that kind of heads-up display technology in a smart pair of glasses. Technically, smart glasses are being made, but no one is really making them look good. They all look like an ugly pair of standard glasses. Like, the kind of stuff that people would wear for prescription. They don't look futuristic like this does. I mean, we live in the year 2021. Why do we not have things that look like we're living in the future yet? I mean, granted, certain things we just don't have. We don't have hoverboards yet. We don't have hover technology. No flying cars yet. But at least for the more high-tech stuff like this, when we eventually develop it, could look like it belongs in the future. We don't live in the 2000s anymore. We live in the 2020s now. I mean, the only thing that looks futuristic so far is the Cybertruck, and that's not coming out until later this year, I believe. Anyway, as far as this actual light-up visor goes, I am loving it. I'm probably going to wear it for the rest of the night and enjoy the hell out of it. I hope that IllumiNation continues to deliver awesome products like this. And who knows, I might actually cave in and get a custom visor in the future. I highly recommend this to anybody who likes just the cyberpunk look, or is doing like a sci-fi cosplay, maybe even a cyberpunk cosplay. This could possibly add to a cyberpunk 2077, I think it is, for that kind of cosplay. I know the game is kind of garbage, but maybe people could make some awesome cosplays. Oh man, I can't wait to just wear the heck out of these things. Anyways, thank you all for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed watching this unboxing video, and I hope I maybe convinced you to buy your own pair, or light up visor. I don't know if you could call it a pair, but I hope maybe I convinced you to possibly buy one of these things, because I think they're worth it. If you enjoyed the video that much, be sure to hit the like button. If you want to say something, leave a comment down below. And if you want to stay tuned for more videos in the future, then be sure to hit the subscribe button, and make sure you ring that bell, because YouTube doesn't like to notify people unless they do, because Susan Wachowski doesn't know how to do her job. Yes, called out. Until next time, I am Lightning of Lightning Wing Productions, and until then, I will see you all next time. Keep cosplaying? Keep cosplaying, everybody.